I found an amazing composition for Town Hall 11, and I had to share it with you. You'll see, it's actually pretty simple. Enjoy the video. Here's the composition. It's played in two very distinct parts. The first part is a queen charge, and the second part is min hog, short for minor hog. I'll go into much more detail later in the video. As for the hero equipment, it's up to you. Just the Grand Warden's Eternal Tome is mandatory for this strategy. I also created a version without super troops or clan castle, and it works really well too. Here it is. Both compositions are in the description so you can easily copy them. So, first gameplay. Our first part of the attack is a queen charge, and the main objective is simple. Take down the eagle, and especially the enemy clan castle. After that, we'll target secondary objectives like enemy heroes or inferno towers. In this attack, I'll place my queen at the top with the goal of taking down the eagle, and of course the enemy clan castle along the way. And as a bonus, the enemy queen as well. The queen charge is the hardest part of this composition to master, but don't worry, I'll make a detailed guide in the next gameplay. For now, we're just looking at the main points of the strategy. So I cleared the buildings on the side so that my queen has no choice but to go toward the core, then I used a super wall breaker to open up the compartments. We have a few spells to support our queen. 2 rage spells, maybe 3 if really needed, 2 freeze spells, and our poison spell for the clan castle. I then make a second opening on the dark elixir storage, because it's very important to know that the queen has a range of 5 tiles, so she wouldn't have been able to reach the eagle. We'll always use the poison spell on the enemy clan castle, and if there isn't one, then on one of the heroes, most often the queen. As soon as the queen starts hitting the eagle, we can start sending in our second part, our min hog. To know where to send it, it's simple. We'll use a funnel created by the queen. Watch! We have a great path to keep our min hog grouped, but for that we need to clear the buildings at the bottom, so our miners don't wander. For this, we'll use the siege barrack on and the king to create a perfect funnel along the whole base. After a few seconds, we send in the miners followed by the hogs, and don't forget the Grand Warden in ground mode. We'll activate his ability fairly quickly as soon as the min hog faces the first splash damage, like a bomb tower, giant bombs, or a multi-target inferno tower. The 2 heal spells should be used when your min hog starts losing a lot of health, or when it's approaching a bomb tower, for example. The freeze spells can be used freely. It really depends on the situation. Sometimes you use them in the first part against a single target inferno tower, sometimes against a multi-target inferno in the second part. It's up to you. As you can see, aside from the very beginning of the attack, which is a little bit tricky, nothing is difficult, and yet I'm completely destroying this fully maxed base with ease. Look at what I still have left. All 3 heroes at full health, plenty of miners and hogs, and the clan castle almost full. I could almost do another attack with the troops I have left. And I didn't mention it before, but if you have any questions, go ahead. I reply to absolutely everyone in the comments, so don't hesitate. Let's move on to the second gameplay. This time we're going to attack a war base, because yes, this composition also works really well in clan wars. I'm going to go much more into detail, especially for the queen charge that we're going to study closely. First, when we start our queen charge, we need to know where we want her to go. On this base, I noticed that if I send her into this small compartment, she'll have access to the eagle. Let me remind you that the queen's range is 5 tiles. That's really important to know. You always need to be able to tell whether your queen can hit a building behind a wall or not. To get my queen into that key compartment that gives us access to the eagle, the easiest way in this situation is to send her from the top. The key idea in our queen charge is that it's not the queen moving on her own, it's us directing her with our other troops. We don't give her a choice, but to go exactly where we want. Let me explain. With the other troops, we're going to destroy the buildings we don't want the queen to walk toward. That's what we call funneling. Most of the time, we funnel the buildings on both sides of the queen, so that she goes straight into the core of the base. We're going to go over some interesting and very important clips from the beginning of a queen charge. If you already know how to execute a queen charge perfectly, I suggest skipping ahead to 6:19. So we drop our healers right away. You just need to watch out for the positions of the air defenses, making sure none of them are in range to shoot them down directly. Next, we drop our first wall breaker. You have to be very precise with your openings. We only have 3, so there's no room for mistakes. There's a trick to know exactly which wall they'll go for. Basically, wall breakers target the closest building that's behind a wall. Let me give you an example. Look. I drop my wall breaker all the way at the top, and look, he still goes straight for the closest building behind a wall. He could have gone here, he could have gone there, But no, he opened it right here. After making the first opening, you need to funnel. That means clearing out the buildings where you don't want the queen to go. In this case, I want her to move toward the enemy eagle, so more toward the bottom. That's why I dropped my baby dragon at the top to clear those buildings. This way, there's no chance the queen goes up. Then I made a second opening so that my queen has the range to reach the enemy eagle. Then I made a third opening so that my queen can reach even more buildings after taking down the eagle. So we've just gone over two very important points. The first one is the wall breaker openings. You saw it's really tricky. And the second point, which is probably the most important, is the funnel. You've got all these troops to funnel and guide your queen exactly where you want her to go. So use them. One last very important thing. These are the spells, and we need spells to support our queen charge. We have the poison spell, which we are sure to use on the clan castle. We have 2, or even 3, rage spells that we use when we take too much damage at once. For example, when facing 2 expos plus the enemy queen, we drop a rage spell. And finally, we have 2 freeze spells, which are very versatile, but we often need to use them when the queen faces a single target inferno tower. Or we can freeze an air defense that's targeting our poorly placed healers. The possibilities are endless. The queen charge has completed all these objectives. The hardest part is done. Knowing where to send your miners is very simple. You choose a path created by the queen, and then our miners and hog riders can move together as a group and split as little as possible. Personally, I also like to send them to the opposite side of the queen when I see that she is in a relatively safe part of the village. Next, it's classic strategy. The Grand Warden's ability, we place the heal spells where there's splash damage. Our remaining rage spell, we drop it in the middle, and also, a small detail that can be very important. Don't forget to place your archers to clean up the last remaining buildings. We've all lost because of the time, just because of a little hut in the corner of the village. So use them. Look how easily this strategy works. I still have plenty of hog riders and miners, my 3 heroes are still alive, and on top of that, the queen with her ability. In short, try this out. It's way too strong. Let's move on to the third and final gameplay. For this attack, I'm going to use this composition but without a clan castle or a super troop, because yes, this composition works very well even without them. We're facing a max town hall 11, and it's still not going to be too difficult. This composition is also in the description. It's a slightly different composition, but it's exactly the same strategy. There's no change at all. So I place my queen charge, making sure to funnel properly on each side so she goes to the center. I'm going to do my first opening, but just be careful, it's a bit more complicated to open with regular wall breakers. I then use a rage spell and a freeze spell to deal with the inferno tower. I could have also used my ability, but it's better to save it for as long as possible. With her ability, it's like giving the queen a second life. We can be sure she will stay alive. You can also take advantage of the rage spells to launch your wall breakers. Their damage and speed will be increased, making it easier to open the walls. When there's no enemy clan castle, use your poison spell on the heroes. The eagle artillery is down. Let's start part 2.
Look at the beautiful path we have. This is really the key for our miner and hog rider attack. In this way they'll stay better grouped for the heal spells. Even for the warden's ability, it's perfect. Honestly, I love this composition. You really feel like a professional player when you use it. It truly takes your gameplay experience to the next level. It's kind of the first really complete comp. It brings together a lot of knowledge you need to master. But once you've learned it properly, it gives you great results.
It's more or less always the same when it comes to spells. At the beginning, it's possible that you'll miss a few attacks, but honestly, once mastered, this strategy is unstoppable.
Before the video ends, I just want to say thank you to everyone who stayed until the end. It might seem small, but it really means a lot to me. Every view, every minute you spend here helps me move closer to my dream. I'm just someone who loves this game and wants to share that passion with you. And knowing that some of you are truly watching and supporting me, that's incredible. So genuinely, thank you for being here and for being part of this journey. Together, we're going to put Clash of Clans back where it belongs in the trends. This game is incredible, and it deserves to keep living through us. Every attack, every strategy, every moment we share proves that Clash of Clans is far from dead. As long as we're here, playing it and loving it, this game will stay alive. Let's keep pushing, together.
I hope you enjoyed this video. I did my best to explain everything as clearly as possible, and I hope I succeeded. Don't hesitate to like, it really supports me in what I do, so a big thank you. See you in the next video, bye!